Hey guys, welcome back to No Catchy Name. It's me, Ella. Today I am doing a market recap. I had a spring market, an Easter market, yesterday, which was the 4th. It was a really good market. It was Halloween slash Easter one, and the reason it was Halloweeny is because the place that was hosting it is a haunted house place. It's kind of confusing. Okay, let's hear. It's a charity thing for veterans and veterans families. They host different things for them and like take them on trips and stuff and let them go camping on their properties and stuff. And then they also have haunted houses that you come to, you know, at Halloween time and get scared, and it's a lot of fun. They have a haunted corn maze and all these things. It's fun. So anyways, they hosted it last year. I went to it last year. It was 4 hours last year. This year they didn't. It was only 2 hours. And they are planning on doing it again next year. So I will definitely be there because I love Halloween. If you know anything about me, I'll absolutely love Halloween. So I will always go to Halloween things. But anyways, so this year it was 2-hour market. It was 12 to 2. And the Easter egg hunt was at 12:30. So when we first got there, we were the first vendors there. So we got to pick any place that we wanted to set up. So I set up very close to the pumpkin and like where the official people's booth was, you know. So I'd be right there, right across from where the eggs were at and all that. You know, it's a good spot for me. And then as time went on, only 2 other vendors showed up, and there was one food vendor, which was the pizza machine, which is a refurbished school bus that makes pizzas. So there was only 3 vendors. The one right across from us was the lady who was there last year that I bought a clay witch from. She had clay stuff and rugs. My kids are outside. Tufted rugs, I think. I can't remember what they're called. And then the person beside us had like homemade, handmade jewelry, I think it was. And then the pizza guy was down a little ways. So I was a little bit worried when there was only just a couple of vendors, you know. It's sometimes not a good thing when there's just a few vendors. But we got there and we started setting up, and it was windy. It was super windy. I was worried about the amount of wind. As a matter of fact, the people beside us, they had their tent up and then they took it down because of how windy it was. But we used heavy weights, and so our tent did stay put all day that we were there, the like 3 hours we were there. But it was being blown a lot, and the table was being blown a lot, and I lost some plushies here and there every now and then. And actually one of my shelves got knocked over at one point, but a lot of people came over and helped me pick it up. And it was just because the tent leg hit the table and it knocked it over. So I just moved the table in when after that happened, and it never happened again. But anyways, it was very windy, and it was stressing me out because I was afraid, you know, plushies were going to go rolling and get dirty and stuff. But the wind was it would get really bad and then it would calm down, so it wasn't too bad. And we were only there for 2 hours set up, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, so I made my first sale technically before the market started. I think my first sale was at like, let me look. The first sale was at 11:56, so that was before the market officially started. And it was actually from a Ghostbuster. The Tennessee Ghostbusters come to the events that they host. They also go to other events throughout the year, you know. But one of the Tennessee Ghostbusters purchased a leggy frog that I just made. And I took a picture of him, so I'll insert it here. And they later took a clip of my booth, and I inserted that in my vlog yesterday, and I'll also put it in this video at the end if you didn't see that and you want to see it. But that was my first sale, so my first sale was a leggy frog. But anyways, I'm going to hop into the totals in case you don't want to know about all the other stuff, and then I'll get into what sold. But so the total, we were there for 2 hours vending. We did shut down a little bit early. It's like 1:40, I think, because it cleared out. All the people done went home, the customers. So it was just us, you know, the market people, and the wind started getting bad again. So I made the executive decision to go ahead and start packing up because the wind was getting so bad that my tent was leaning, and I was afraid it was going to break the tent. So we packed up and left a little bit early. When we left, it was like a little after 2. But yeah, so the total, let's get into the totals. So the total I made at a 2-hour market was $344. And if you watched my last market recap, I made more in 2 hours this week than I made last week in 7 hours. So I thought that was pretty cool. So the total was $344. That was $201 on card and $147 in cash. The square fees were $704. So that made that net total $336.96. And then we did take money out of my till. Normally I budget money for my markets to spend, but this particular day we didn't have any other cash on us. So I just took money out of my market till So that was $26. It was $20 for a pizza. We got a large, like a pizza for the whole family to eat. And we got waters. So that came to $26 for a large pizza and waters for us, which is really good for 4 people to eat. And it was delicious. But, so then that made the total day's profit, or whatever, $310.96, which is still amazing for a 2-hour market. So that makes it like roughly $155 an hour that I made. And I sold 23 items. So I thought that was pretty great. And it was really cool because when it first started, I was a little worried that I wasn't going to make anything because of how short it was. And I was like, well, as long as I make like $80 to $100, I'll be happy, because that will cover gas money and food money. Because it was essentially a day out with my family, because we did take the kids so that they could do the egg hunt, and then we had like a picnic there. So we essentially got paid to hang out together, so it was really cool. But now I'm going to get into what sold. So like I did say, the leggy frog sold first. I just made those leggy frogs, and I was so glad that one sold, because then I can make some more. And they got a lot of interest too, actually. So it was really cool. The Ghostbuster who bought it, he has a pocket on a shirt, and he had it sticking out of his pocket the whole time he was there. And it was just cute. I love it when people do stuff like that. And it also was a good advertisement, you know. He also asked me if I could make a Slimer and a Mr. Stay Puff, I think is what it's called, like a custom order. And I told him that I could look into it, because I've never made either of those. But he took a business card and he said he'd get a hold of me. And so I think I might try to go ahead and find some patterns for those two and make them, and then just send him a picture of it. Because they have the cars and everything. There's multiple ones. They have different outfits, like from the different movies and stuff, and they have the cars, and it's just, I think they'd like them. So I'm going to try to make those. But anyway, so my first sale was the leggy frog for $5. The next sale was a ghost. It was a medium-sized ghost, I think, for $12. That was to a little girl. Oh, I forgot to say, all the patterns will be linked below. And I'm hopefully putting up pictures of everything. I'm pretty sure I have pictures of everything. Then the next sale had 2 things. They bought a small peep and the large mushroom boy. So the peep was $8 and the mushroom boy was $12. I lost my place. I gotta scroll back down to it. So that was $20 together. Let's see, the leggy frog was a card sale and the ghost was a card sale. That one right there was just a cash sale. And then the next sale was 3 things. It was the last Demogorgon that I had for $20 and 2 of the bow keychains. They were $6 each, so it was $32 together, cash. And then I sold a small T-Rex for $8 on card. And then a dragon for $18 on card. And then this one was super exciting. I finally sold an armadillo, which was so cool. A little girl, I'm real bad at ages, but she was like 9 or 10, somewhere around there. She saw it and immediately wanted it, and she kept asking her dad for it. And he put it down and was trying to get her to pick something else. And she kept asking, so he finally just bought it for her. So that was $35 card. Then I sold a large snake for $15 cash. Then another bow keychain for $6. So I sold 3 bow keychains. That's cool. And then I sold another one of the little mini leggy frogs for $5 card. And then a small ghost. It was like this big. Sold for $8 card. And then a witch. And she actually told us that she was a witch. Which makes sense because of the demographic there. She came over and she wanted the Baphomet that I had recently made. It's a big goat that is Baphomet. So she bought it. It was $30 on card. And then another family came in and they bought a Pokeball for $10, a chicken the egg for $10, and a mouse for $6. So that was $26 total card. And then when my shelf blew off the table, one of the men who came over to help me pick up everything, he picked up the Freddy Krueger. And he was like, "Is this Freddy Krueger?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And he said, "I want that." So he bought the Freddy Krueger I just made. I haven't even got to show it to you guys yet, I don't think, unless it was in a Veda, for $30 on card. So now I have to make another one of those. And then another family came by and they bought the blue Ninja Turtle, which is Leonardo, for $25 on card. And then, actually, Devin was making that transaction with the Ninja Turtle while I was ringing up the Freddy Krueger guy. And then I sold a Brontosaurus for $18 on card. Those always sell good. No, wait, that's cash. The Ninja Turtle was cash as well. And then I sold a Cthulhu, the medium-sized Cthulhu, for 18 on card. And then the last thing I tracked was another dragon for 18 on with cash. And that was the vendor that was beside me that was making jewelry, that had jewelry and stuff. She came over while I was packing up and asked if she could look at stuff while I was packing up, and I was like, sure. And she picked out a dragon that was like speckly, like a confetti dragon. And then I did also one transaction I forgot to track, and it took me forever. I had to come home and go through all my inventory because I was sorting it anyways to make sure it's all there. A little girl came up, and I remember her buying something for $15, and she gave me a 20, and I gave her a 5 back, and then I could not remember at all what she bought until I got home and went through my inventory, and it was a soot sprite. It was a amigurumi soot sprite, not one of the hats, so it was $15, and so all those, I forgot to track that one. So my square report is just off that one little bit. But yeah, so that was that day, and it was crazy. Like, I've noticed that a lot of markets, it'll be dead, and then just people will come, multiple people, and you'll be busy doing transactions and moving money and doing things, and then it'll die down again. And then more people will come, and it's like they come in waves. It's just so funny. I think it's people see other people over there shopping, and they're like, oh, let's go look at it too. And that's how that happens. But anyways, it was pretty fun. A whole bunch of people didn't come. Like, last year's was much busier. There was also like 15 vendors last year. I think one thing that scared vendors away this year, 2 things. One, it was the day before Easter, so people probably had plans. And 2 is it was only 2 hours. And that's kind of scary because you're like, if I'm only there for 2 hours, I'm not going to make any money. But I'm so glad that I went, because I was one of the only 3 vendors. I gear towards kids, you know. I made, after all the fees and stuff, I made $310 to hang out with my kids and my husband on a beautiful Saturday afternoon while my kids hunted eggs, and we got to eat pizza outside, and we got to talk to some cool people. They took pictures with the Easter Bunny, and we got to see Ghostbusters and stuff, so it was really cool. I got to make money while hanging out with my family. I wish every market could be $155 an hour. That would be amazing. But I'm going to take it and be happy with it, because that's a really cool thing. And I sold some things I've had for a while, like that Baphomet. It's really, because I live in the Bible Belt, okay? I live in Tennessee. So it's really hard. I have to read the audience before I can put out stuff that are edgy, occult type thingies. Because I don't want to get into a long drawn out conversation with a preacher or something, which 100% could happen because of where I live. So I knew that this would be the only event I could put him out, unless I do a specific Halloween event in October, which I don't have one planned. So I was like, I'm going to put him out and see what happens, and then it sold. So that's awesome. And the armadillo was so exciting because I made those last year, and I was excited about them because they were so cool, and lots of people have looked at them, but because they're so detailed, it has a higher price value on it, and people always put it back. But finally one sold, so now I have one more in my inventory. So I'm not going to make any more until that one sells, and then I might try to keep one on hand, you know, because you never know when you might find an armadillo person. And I got asked about monkeys this market, and I didn't have a single monkey. So I need to make a monkey and a giraffe, because those are like 2 things I get asked about a lot. Did anything else cool happen? I got to talk to Ghostbusters. Like I said, I'll insert that clip, because it's funny. They're like scanning the ghost that's there. I can't think of anything else cool that happened, other than, like, it was so windy and things just kept flying, but everybody was so nice. Everybody kept helping each other get things, you know. And the kids had fun, and we didn't get sunburnt, so that's nice. And the kids got eggs, which is nice, because a lot of times community events are so full that some kids don't even get eggs because of the rush, you know. But they both got a good amount of eggs, and it seemed like every kid there got a good amount of eggs. But it was great. So anyways, that was my market recap. So I made $310.96 to have a few hours outside with my family. So it's a win in my book. But now I have a new list of things that I need to market prep. My next market is on the 25th of this month, and it's in my hometown, so that's even better. Don't have to go far or anything like that. And it's an outdoor event, which from my experience of doing markets the last 2.5 years, outdoor events is where it's at. And if you ever have an option of doing an outdoor booth or an indoor booth, always pick an outdoor booth. Every time that I've done an outdoor booth, I've done significantly better financially than I did as an indoor booth. So there's my tips for the day. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments about anything that I talked about, or any of the patterns or anything like that, let me know, and I will help you as much as I can. And let me know if you've been doing any markets, because I love to watch people's recaps and stuff, and it just gives you ideas, you know. So let me know if you do markets and share, so we can share tips and stuff, you know. And I guess that's it. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. And I'm going to go chug some water. I'm super thirsty. So I will see you guys in another video. Oh, I do want to say Happy Easter. It is Easter. We had a lot of fun. We went to my mother-in-law's today, and there was 400 and something eggs. And it was Jesse, June, Judah, my sister-in-law's 3 kids, and Layla. So it was 7 kids between, it was 430 something eggs, I think, or 60 something eggs. I don't know, it was a lot of eggs. They all got a ton of eggs. So it's just fun. And we got to eat some good food and just sit around and chat with people. So it's a lot of fun. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. I'm going to go watch a claymation Easter show from the 90s that we grew up watching. My sister sent it to me on YouTube earlier, and I'm going to go watch it because I haven't seen it in years. And I'm going to chug some water. And I will see you guys in Veda tomorrow and other videos coming up. Bye, guys.
Got these cool clothes here. All kinds of cool things here. Live on Facebook. How's it going? Oh, what we got, a reading here? Oh yeah, we got big reading. Class 5 free roaming paper if I ever saw one right there. Woo-wee. Take that one, Walt. You take that one. You take